we just concluded Frieren, season 2, episode 2, after a tumultuous episode featuring demons. our recent talks about Frieren's place in the world, since people just can't get enough of comparing Frieren to some of the most terrible people known to mankind. It seems to be as well. But this episode, I mean, look, we got introduced to the hero of the South, right? And within mere moments, this series just has like this rare writing skill, right? And a lot of series has this, but this one in particular as well, like has such a rare skill in which we get to care about characters like immediately. like like this guy who are not going to see again, right? For the most part. We just like he get introduced to him and his story and what impact he had, and you know, with this rare ability to see into the future, right? And the way that they craft this mini story, this like about the hero of the South, how the hero was just like, listen, you know, you may not believe me, but I can see into the future, man. Like I got the eyes, you know. And look, you're not gonna say, unfortunately I'm not, you know, long for this world because I'm gonna die in a year, but I'm gonna do my damnest to clear a path for you guys. Okay, like I see the future, and for me it's grim and for you it's bright, and I just want you to know that this is the path that this is what's being set into motion, right? You know, a young hero is going to come, and I'm sad it's not me, but I'm thankful it will be him. I'm thankful it will be you guys, right? And I just hope that some people remember me. You know, I just hope that, you know, even if I am forgotten in, you know, the annals of time, that, you know, at least I did something to, you know, clear a path. Man took out 3 of the sages, right? Of the demon, Lord's army. And as we seen, you know, Orda, even though she got packed up by Frieren in season 1, I mean, she was nothing to sneeze at. And if Frieren didn't learn how to outsmart, you know, a demon from her teacher, she would have just ended up in a bad position, right? And I think it just speaks to, once again, the writing for the series, which we already know it's just been great. But it just, man, like the fact they just introduced this man, I mean, his voice, the voice actor, great job. Just the rarefied air that we got him, right? Yeah, it's smooth, such a gentlemanly, you know. It's like, damn, I would want this character to be around for longer than like 5 minutes. And not that many people can have that impact in like 5 minutes of time. And you're just be like, yeah, damn, son, I wish you were around longer. I mean, Stars and Stripes for my hero. Academia, we had that feeling with her. Like she was a great character, but it's like, you know, we were with her for a short amount of time, but her impact on what she had in the future, well, I mean, there's the parallel. It mattered. You know, the things she did mattered, and for the hero itself, the things he did mattered. You know, these people, the village that gets to celebrate him, gets to honor him. You know, he didn't know, even though he could see 1,000 years into the future. I just wonder, could he have known? Because I mean, it's been about 1,000. I forgot how many years. No, it's 29 years since
100
has passed, right? So it's probably 100, right? I'm trying to gauge how much time in between him meeting Frieren and Himmel essentially happening. I think they did mention it in this episode, but I have to go back and double check. But in any other case, right? The biggest takeaways, once again, well, for me, was just how great the writing for this character was. And then, of course, in the second half of the episode, we get everything talking about the demons, right? And I just, yeah, man, when he's just said it, man, I hate to admit it, but he's the one that will save the world and not me. You know, that's gotta just break this man's heart, right? Because they've been dealing with these demons for a very, very long time. And yeah, that shout outs to the hero of the South, man.
Yeah.
Um,
Before we jump into the
yeah,
second half, let me just so
yeah,
that we can
yep,
break
yep.
it up. I love characters like this.
Hmm.
Because it is the part that we play for the betterment of the world. Not all of
Hmm.
us need to be the top guy, the number one hero, but we all have our parts to play. And it feels very much how I move about the world. I don't got to be the guy that tears down the establishment, but I will do what I can to lay the groundwork to make room for those who can, for those who are going to survive past me, right? Like you said, a lot of us are not long for this world, but that doesn't mean we can't take the time that we have here to not do better, not to help out, so that for when we are gone, those that come after us can succeed
Hmm.
where we could not continue to push because we're no longer here.
Yeah,
He is also, as they mentioned, he took out armies. Um, he is the guy that was just like, seven of you, three
I
of you a
got this.
toast. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'll take out as many of you as I can before I gotta,
yep.
right? And it's also that special thing of, seeing into your future and not necessarily being a slave to it, or fighting against it in a way that is detrimental to yourself. You don't have long to live, right? But he could have taken that ability and used it for profit, but instead, what did he do? He used it to reach out to someone like, "Girl, I know you're not gonna help me, but I need to tell you that you do have a part to play." Right? To reach out to someone who is in isolation, and like, we all have our parts to play. I'm meeting you so that you can then pass on and help the next person who has the biggest part to play. I
Hmm.
also love that it's the idea of, you know, like you said, like, damn, this sucks. Like, to him, he's like, damn, this does suck. I do want to be that guy, but since I can't be, all I can hope, whether it turns out or not, and he seems like he's not even that big about it. Like, I hope that they talk about it. And if they don't talk about it, I still did the damn thing. I don't need the accolades, I don't need the parades. I know what I have to do, right?
Hmm.
But there's a small ego there because you're a hero, but it's also like, it's not whether I get my name in flashing lights, it's not going to stop me from doing the right thing.
Hmm.
But it shows you that you may not think that you have a lasting impact on the people around you, but because he did help that village survive and the next village, and he saved so many lives, he's important to somebody.
Yeah,
He's important in the movement. He is, like, I don't wanna say deified, he's not deified, but he is held up to so much respect that they write stories about him, they create puppet shows about him. They have a statue in his town, and he doesn't need to be it's does the statue doesn't need to be all over the world, right? It's just in pockets, and even though his statue isn't as renowned as Himmel's, it's still important because he's a hero that helped.
hmm,
He's a hero that did the damn thing. And I like that Frieren, that it goes in with Stark and Fern expecting to see Himmel,
hmm,
and then Frieren going, yeah, just because you don't know him, that doesn't mean he's not important.
hmm,
He's just as he helped us before we even knew we needed help.
hmm.
If it wasn't for him and the work that he did, who knows if Himmel would have had the opportunity to slay the Demon King. And
Yeah,
I love that. I love that it really is showcasing that you don't need to be on screen for 30 minutes. You don't need to be on screen for an hour. You could be on screen for 5 minutes, craft and show the impact of the story, just like in life. You don't need to be in someone's whole life,
yeah,
but in that moment, just do right by them.
yep,
That Just do right. Or just don't make things worse. It's that simple. It's that simple. You don't need to be the hero in someone's story, but you can be the footnote to be like, yeah, man, if it wasn't for her or him, I wouldn't have smiled that day. I wouldn't have kept pushing. Right.
yeah,
It's just like that. We can clear the path for something better. We just need to make the active decision to do so. Not all our time is finite. And that's funny that that goes into the second part of the episode, but all our time is finite.
yeah,
Let's not be assholes to each other, right? You don't have to you don't have to overthrow governments, right? If that's not your path, you don't have to write stories. You don't have to, do the damn thing, but you have to do a small damn thing, right? You have to pass on the stories, pass on the information, pass on a smile, give a hug, a handshake, push someone forward. It's the little things. And even though his necessarily isn't a little thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he took out three of the seven sages and like passed on a message like, hey, I'm doing this to help you out. And he's killed other armies and, frontlined and all that stuff, right? He did the damn thing in his own way, just not for the biggest accolades.
Yeah.
And I really just like last week and with season 1, there are themes and messages to take from this show that I think are, flying over, in my opinion, flying over a lot of people's head. And I think the fact that this is only the first half of the episode and it happens so quickly is also important to note that it can be a quick interaction with someone that can still set you on a path to greatness.
Mm-hmm.
That there is impact there. That not everyone needs to know my name, but that doesn't mean I can't do good. That doesn't mean I can't be decent. That doesn't mean I can't do what's right.
Yeah.
And I love that because it's definitely how I move in the world. Um, I feel that's how you move in the world, right? And I think more people need to take that on as well.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. As we transition to the second portion of the episode, that's where we come across a something that Frieren was absolutely trying to avoid. She says we were too late because she already knows that, oh damn son, these royals, these nobles, man, always want something. Everybody wants something from Frieren. It's like, listen, you're not gonna offer me some dinner for free, so what is it gotta be, right? And I mean, like, Stark, Fern, they go to indulge, but as you just look at this dining table, there's so many empty seats there. What's up? What do you want, right? Like, let's no more games, right? And obviously he's like, hey man, my great grandfather thanks you for helping getting back that demon sword that you got, all those years ago, with you and the hero party. I'm gonna need you to do that again. I need you to do me a solid. Right? And it was stolen by a demon, and we know this show has been so polarizing for no reason, over the role that demons play in this particular series, right? A lot of people codify demons a lot, and yeah, in this particular series, like, the demons are, as what Frieren has been saying, as what we've been seeing in the writing, as literally, like, these demons are bad.
What the show
demons,
is telling you.
yes, the show tells you, right? The demons are bad. This is not a show like other, like, anime, manga, TV shows, and all the other stuff that have a difference of like, oh, there's good demons and there's bad demons. It's not that type of show that's telling that type of story. This particular story is saying that, hey, demons are fucked up. The demons are telling you they fucked up. I don't know what like I said, there's a lot of discussion and headcanon made about it when it comes to online medias, but in this particular instance, Frieren comes across, I mean, like, even as she's just like this cold-blooded stare, man, like, as you can see the blood with the apple, right? And who knew that this was foreshadowing the very end of the actual episode itself. But this whole village here, unfortunately, is in ruins, it's in tatters, and out comes this conspicuous, suspicious woman who, very beautiful, but
R.I.P.
Yep, she wasn't meant long for this world, right? But this is how demons get you in Frieren. They can look just like a human.
I would have already been got. I'm not saying I wouldn't be. I would definitely already been got.
Yeah, you would have been got. Would have got, right? This they say they were mourning the villagers, and I mean, like, you know, this is like the most sus thing, bro, at this time. Like, you can't even fake it. You can't even like just be like, all right, damn, like, oh, that's Frieren. You probably know who this is, right? Like, if not, then you're kind of screwed. But as you can see now, a lot of people remember Frieren, at least amongst the demons, and then they're going to attain, you know, humans' bodies and whatnot. But like, damn, son, like, she didn't really have much that she could really go on, you know. But Frieren did note that this is how demons would trick you. You know, she's a priest. You know, Fern obviously was about to pray, and the minute you close your eyes, it's over. You're gone, because all demons do is try to trick humans, and this just people in general. Like, obviously Frieren's an elf, right? And you know, they just trick others. That is their role in this world. That's all they know. And yeah, she got packed up real quick. You know, it wasn't even much of a fight or a struggle. She was like, offer a prayer, you know, and Frieren video was like, yo, guess what? Fuck out of here with that. Like,
prayer, you said, fuck that prayer shit.
Yeah, bro. She was like, and it was twofold. There's no bodies buried here, right? So the sword demon, you know, whatever her name is, gets packed up. We don't even know her government. Like, she is obviously she was fatterized.
She's just sword demon. Yeah.
I do like the little dialogue back and forth they had, because this is like the dialogue that a lot of people have. You know, when someone's like, "Oh, eat humans," or eat, like, why do you eat humans?
Pretty much, what's the difference? Yeah.
Yes, what's the difference? And I like that. You know, a little bit into the psychology of what's going on between these demons, especially as we get to learn more and more about them. Obviously, they still roam the world. It's not like just because the Demon King, Demon Lord's gone, that demons just stop existing. This is not that type of series, right? And so you're always gonna have demons clamoring over this particular sword, because they want wealth, they want status, they want power, and those desires is what they prey upon. And this is how humans continue to fall for demons. Like, Kayla, you would have been God, so you're cooked. Me, you know, Dr. Umar, listen, man, you know, we're not here to complain. She fine. What I got, well, yeah, I mean, but I mean, we would have some wherewithal, because if we just randomly come to a whole village and see that everybody is smoked, and the one person that comes out of nowhere is just like, yeah, I'm mourning these people. I'm like, you're mourning, or did you kill everybody, bro? I don't care who it is. Like, if you're the last man, woman, child, like, standing, and we're not gonna look at this being sus. Like, what? I'm not gonna go in there with no weapons. Like, at least I gotta know magic, right? Or I gotta have magical hands. Like, one of the two is gonna happen. So I gotta be on red alert. Like, listen, shout outs to my goat Yusuke Urameshi. I don't care if it's your grandma, still knock her ass out. Like, look, like, that's how Frieren rolls up into this. Like, she is she'll beat the brakes off of you. And she did beat the brakes off the sword demon. Fight animation was clean and crispy. It's funny, like, because, you know, that's two episodes back to back where they have like little light animation sequences, and for this slow paced series, right? And I just think about, I mean, animation direction is such a big talking point in the community over the last month, especially when you have One Punch Man season 3. And then you also have the discourse going on with Jujutsu Kaisen, and, you know, some of the other animes that have been coming out. So, I mean, from what hey, both the sequences have been great. The OST, it's been like, Frieren's OST is just so calming and great to listen to. I mean, yeah, you know, I mean, look, she packed up the demon. It was great to see. And I thought overall the episode was just another peak experience. You know, a lot of people you're not gonna get all of those big fight feels all the time. Like, this is one of those series that will build up to when we have like a big fight feel, right? And Ethan, I believe is his name, that does the OSTs for Frieren, or Evan, I think it's Evan, let me see, Evan Call is that his name? I believe it's Evan. All right, so Our residential like person that Evan Call, he does the OST. Like this man has been in the bag with all of them. Like I listened to the Frieren
Mhm.
album, and it's about 124 songs that they have for this show, at least for season one. That's a lot. That's a lot of songs. And they were like in charge of the majority of them all, right? And man's was cooking. Man's was absolutely cooking. So my bad. About 70 songs for Frieren. It's just that when I
Mhm.
combine his songs with Violet Evergarden, then you get like
Mhm.
over that much. Like this man's always just cooking. But all right, I'm gonna stop yapping.
Mhm.
It's your turn.
Um, so yeah, I like the second half of the episode a lot because we were talking before we started recording, and we
Yeah,
also, Ecard also caught me up on what's going on in the Jujutsu Kaisen fandom and conversation that's happening online, and
yeah,
we have a whole video about that. But we were talking before about the ideology and the um, what is it when you imprint yourself on something else.
the head cannon going on, or is it the
Well, no, it is headcanon.
insert
The projection that people put
projecting?
on
Yeah.
Frieren and this world of and its demons and how and its demon ideologies and presentation. And it's one of those things where I wasn't aware of just how odd the conversation around Frieren's um very pointed hatred of demon, or very like, not even like, it to me it's very pragmatic and to a point, especially um her age and everything that she's gone through, that it is what it is and this is what I got to do. The show itself, I haven't read the manga, so again, like, I always got to let it be known, I'm anime only. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what's going on in the manga. I don't know how things are presented story wise there. I'm just going off the anime. Thus far in the anime, it has shown us that the demons are bad, that there are no good demons, right? Thus, so far, not saying that that can't happen in the future, not saying that there isn't one out there in this world that she just hasn't run into. As of right now, her life, what she's been taught, what we've been shown in every interaction with demons thus far, that they are inherently bad.
Mm-hmm.
Or what is it? Not there's like law, like maybe like a lawful evil. Maybe that's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking for, like a lawful evil, because they have their own sets of rules, and things that they follow, and customs that they follow, and moves that they make. So yeah, maybe that's it. I also I'm not 100% up on my like D&D terms, but I think that's the one I'm looking for. But yeah, for you to inform me and to, I guess, educate me that there, and I've seen it now. I've seen it now. I've also seen it in the comments of the things that we posted across social media for our content of, that she, yeah, like you said, that they liken her or parallel her to some of the worst actual evil humans of the world, like Hitler or Nazism or white supremacy, that type of ideology. Um, and I'm like, honestly, I think you guys only do this because Frieren is a girl. Truly. I think if Frieren was a guy, I think there would be some kind of fake progressive woke conversation about it, but not to the extent that you have made me aware that is guy, and that I have now been witness to. Um, this is a individual whose village was torn apart by demons, whose eventually, told by her, sorry, who was taught by her master and her master's master the ways of the demons, saw it out in the world for herself how demons operate, went on a huge adventurous journey to learn more about how demons operate and getting to see the nitty gritty. So
Mm-hmm.
thousands and thousands of years of figuring out how this other species operates,
Yeah.
getting knowledge, passing on knowledge, talking to other people. So it's not like it's just a thing. It's what the story is telling us these demons do. So in her goals in the way that her life is structured and what has happened. It is a mix of, okay, well, and I didn't need to necessarily seek revenge at the beginning for my village, but that's roundabout. This is a turning point in my life. This is a situation that has happened that has helped formulate who I am now as a more formed person. And then I had to go on an adventure where I kept seeing more demons just do bad shit. Right. No demon that I have come across, no stories have ever been told to me that there is a good demon out there.
Mm-hmm.
They're to be exterminated or to be away with, right? And I think, again, for all the media I've consumed, literature, graphic novels, comic books, manga, movies, music videos, television
Yep.
series, everything, plays, um, enough men have gone, oh, I've seen a demon kill my wife and kid, and now I gotta kill all demons. And no one says shit. Before we started recording, I was like, oh, I mean, she is and she isn't, but it's kind of like maybe sort of similar to the Punisher from Marvel Comics, who watched his family get gunned down by cops and military men and has made it his mission to take out all the bad cops and bad military men. And no one's like, well, Frank Castle's a Nazi. No, because Nazis love him. That's a weird way of things, right? White
Mm-hmm.
supremacists love him, but no one's ever like, yeah. Um, I mean, Frank's not a great guy, but I
The
don't see the
parallels, but
rhetoric
yeah,
that's being, yeah,
yeah,
I
but not
don't,
calling him a
and I've seen it.
fascist.
Right, right. He's fighting against fascism in his own special way. And in a way, Frieren is too, because what would happen if the demons got control? Because what do they want to do is show off their power, manipulate and use others, and kill others. Demon lords are fascists, like, but no one is saying that about him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, it's being said about Frieren. I don't quite understand. I don't understand the correlation. Is it bad that she wants to kill a whole race of species? Sure, that's bad for anyone, I guess. But to compare her or to label her as such is such a weird thing that I didn't know how bad it was. Like every time you tell me more about this stuff, I'm just like, how? How did we get here? It really does feel like fake, performative, progressivism, wokeness.
Yeah.
Like
You gotta get
it
you on
really is
the
just like
dictionary of Kaisenat for that
yeah,
word.
thank you. Yeah, no, yeah. I know
people
my brain knows what
people
I'm
hate that
thinking.
too
My
now. Yeah, like
mm,
people hate anything
my
like that.
yeah. My brain knows what I'm thinking, my mouth doesn't. But yeah, it's just and I'm bringing it up to long-windedly
Yes.
bringing it up because again, the show just doubled downs on it, especially as they have succeeded in their mission, got the sword back, and Fern and Stark are like,
Hmm.
well, why if this is such a dangerous object, why are they still holding on to it?
Yeah.
Frieren plainly goes because it's better in their hands than it is in the demon's hands.
Yeah.
Because you see it just sitting here collecting dust, right? It's not doing anything to anyone, right?
Yeah.
But once one of the demons gets it in their hand, how many people have to die?
Yeah.
And that's not to say that, and I like that it also notes too, asterisk, that if, hey, it's also possible that some human can come and steal it and do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And in some odd way, in keeping it safe here has also bolstered the town's bravery and courage. Like, we have to hold on, we have to keep this heirloom safe so that more people don't die. We have to do our part.
Yeah.
We have to do our part.
Yeah.
Like here on the south, we have to do our part in the smallest ways, right? If it means keeping this locked up and out of bad people's hands, bad demons' hands, then that's what we have to do as a
Yeah.
people. Because look what happens when it's not locked away, right?
Yeah.
And I guess really just doubling down on just the you don't need to go out and, you know, stop every demon, but if this is something that they covet and no one knows quite exactly why, and we've already had two instances where they've gotten it and killed a bunch of people, then we
Yeah.
gotta hold on to this thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's also an extremely important theme and lesson and message in this episode. Um and I like that Frieren always notes too that, humans aren't exempt from evil. Like we know this. Just because you run up against one evil, that doesn't mean that humans aren't doing evil as well,
Yeah.
right? And that humans will always be slave to their desires, right? Um, even some of the best of us. If free will, if desire are gonna be qualities humans have, they can be exploited
Yeah.
by other humans or by demons. Um, and I like that we don't get an actual answer on how this sword demon got the sword the second time around, but the first time it was just like, yeah, he pretty much seduced some kitchen maid and got in, or he or she. Oh no, I think it was a he that we saw at the hill that Himmel killed, a he demon. Um, and pretty much seduced, manipulated, which we also saw in season one
Hmm.
with how those demons were talking to Fern and talking to other people. Like again, I'll say what I gotta say to get what I want,
Yeah.
and what I want is gonna be the destruction, or someone's gonna get dead because of what I want,
Yeah.
and that seems to be their mo. Until the anime shows us different, this seems to be the demon mo.
Yeah.
So for these really weird bad faith conversations, I think it also feels like one because Frieren is a lead female character in a show. The show also has two strong female leads, surrounded by really good pockets of one like special guest star female leads, right? With all special interesting powers. The guys are littered here and there. I mean, our top hero is Himmel. He's a guy. Um Frieren's original party, where she was the only girl in that team. So we get guy representation in this. But I really feel if this was Himmel as an elf and Frieren as the human, and Frieren had died, and then Himmel was just like, yeah, I gotta kill all the demons, a lot of y'all wouldn't be saying shit. Y'all would be like, oh, he's so right. They killed his entire village. Oh man, they showed that they're manipulating. Oh, he's gotta do it. He's gotta do it. Cause it's the right thing to do. Truly, truly, I really feel a lot of this is pointed because she is a female character, and also because the show that is not so action paced, punch 'em up, is very, you just take your time, a bit of a slow burn, and people don't want that. People don't understand that, and that a female character is leading the series, and it's one of the biggest animated series in a very long time. Yeah, just don't like that, so you gotta find a reason to pick at it. Truly, prove me wrong. I need like, and I'm saying this, and I
Hmm.
didn't like, I retracted saying this in the Maki video, but
Hmm.
prove me wrong about this. Like, and of course there'll be bad faith in our comments or whatever. Like, no, it's not because she's a girl. Okay, then why is
Hmm.
it? Then why is it? Because it's wrong. Okay, but if she's exterminating bad guys, why is it wrong? If
There are
she is
people.
taking if
Yeah.
she is taking out people who are hurting other people
Demons who are hurting people. Yeah.
indiscriminately,
Yeah.
why is it wrong?
But you're gonna get people's arguments, the the straw man arguments that, well, the demons in these other series is, and then there,
But that's the thing. That's
yeah,
a bullshit argument because we're not
talking
talking about
about the
other
other
series. We're
series,
talking about Frieren.
yeah,
What do other shows and their demon ideologies and their demon lore and
nothing,
characterization have to do with this show?
nothing. That
Nothing.
is the headcanon that has been going on in the community, and it's funny because it's like the one or two people who start like these conversations online, and then other people just begin to run with it, and then they utilize saying demons for being like minorities or just other, or like that's what they start to utilize this with, right? Because it's easy to rage bait, right? But the fact is, it goes from rage bait to like everyday conversations, and it's no longer just used as rage bait. People are just taking it on as their ideology, right? And then a lot of people will be like, "Yeah, I wish I could enjoy Frieren," but you see, it's the fan bases of, you know, the left and the right. You know, that's all they're going to talk about. Like, this anime just becomes political. And this is, obviously it's a West
I mean,
problem. Yeah,
it is, but I think this
yeah.
anime is political. There is a
Mm,
lot of political undertones getting talked about
mm,
here in this show, but it also is that thing of you want to be contrarian and think that nothing you
mm,
consume is political. 99.99% of the things you
mm,
consume is political. Your existence in this world is a political existence, whether you like it or
mm.
not. You don't have to engage with everything with that mindset, but that doesn't mean it's not happening.
Yeah, because I mean, on my side, like I would say, like Frieren, I personally wouldn't consider Frieren a political anime because it's not made out to be. It's not like One Piece. I mean, because we had this discussion before. One Piece deals with politics. Frieren does not have the inherent politics to deal with. Frieren killing off demons is not a political thing. People made it political. That's not a political
I mean,
statement.
but
Yeah,
killing an overlord who wants to take over is political because killing someone
yeah,
who wants to oppress other species is a political act. And then creating magic schools
mm,
to determine who gets what grade is
yeah.
also a political act.
Not necessarily. If we're talking about in this fantasy-based world or whatnot, not necessarily. Like, we have rules and regulations, right? And that's not really based on, like, this is not a series that's tackling that. That's the main point. Like, One Piece has the world government and its policies, and that
I
is
mean,
a
yeah,
highly based political series. This series is, that's what I'm saying. This series itself is not based, like, a series can have politics, doesn't mean that it is a political series. Every series can have politics. Every series, every, like, that's what I'm
I know,
saying.
but yeah,
Yeah. That's why I say, that's why I'm
that's what
making
I'm saying. Just
the
because, yeah,
yeah, that's why I want to
that
make the
just because you
distinction between the two. Like, so, because when people say that everything is a political series, that, like, that's when I'm like, to me that's false, right? And the reason I say that is, like, every series has politics in it. Even Dragon Ball, right, has politics in it. Doesn't mean it is a political series. You can have, like, that's why, like, every series,
no,
yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Because, like, what, that's why when you said, so, because in your words, you said Frieren is a political series. That's why I was like, I don't think Frieren
yeah,
is
because
a political. Yeah,
certain policies dictate how the characters move about in the world.
yeah, and that's what I don't consider to be, like, the, for a series, for me to be political, a political based series. That means the entire story structure, its world building, is inherently only about those policies, and those politics. So with the world government and One Piece, I believe One Piece is a political based series, right?
Mhm,
Because everything that the pirates are doing technically is against the law, and there's lobbying
mhm,
going on between the characters, the world government, that affects countries, and those policies affects that world. In Frieren,
mhm.
we don't have any of that. We don't have countries at this point in time. We don't have countries lobbying or anything like that. It's just literally a journey of characters who are affected by, yes, the policies and stuff like that, but that is not the main focus. The main focus isn't to, like, for instance, get the One Piece and then overthrow, like, the government and say it's a fuck you type of thing. The purpose is, hey,
Mhm.
I just want to learn some cool magic. All right, but these demons is fucking my shit up. Okay, and then we kill the demon lord because we got to kill the demon lord. I think if Frieren, if it started at the journey where Frieren had to go
Mhm.
through everything with Himmel, and then you had to learn about how they weren't able to do certain things because of political figures that got in their way,
Mhm. Mhm.
to like take down the demon lord, and then we learn about why the
Mhm.
demons were more so, like, what's their structure and what their overall influence is trying to do everything. I think that's where I would
Mhm.
consider, like, for more of a political series. Like, I
Mhm.
would say a series that we watched more recently, two more, right? So it would have been Reincarnated
Mhm.
as a Slime and ReZero. I would say Reincarnated as a Slime is a more political series than Frieren, because the world building in Reincarnated as Slime is based on politics between monsters, and what's going on in
Mhm.
the rest of the world. So that series itself is
Mhm.
inherently political because if monsters didn't have the same rights as other humans and other world
Mhm.
shakers, then we wouldn't really have that world building what slime is known for. Whereas in ReZero, the politics of that world is these people are just going through the motions of it, right? That series has politics, especially with like the seven deadly sins and the witches and stuff like that. But inherently, ReZero is more similar to Frieren than you would say ReZero is like Slime and One Piece because those worlds. That's what I was getting at. Because yes, they have
Well,
politics, but I don't. The politics is not what they try to tackle and overcome because they have their own dilemmas. Because these series are like
well,
it's more character driven. That's
I mean,
why.
I would think that I was gonna say one slime.
Yeah, ReZero.
Thank you. Yeah, ReZero is a bit more political in its messaging because they're dealing
Mm-hmm.
with the princess selection.
Yeah.
It's a queen
Yeah,
princess.
no, it's
Well, the the
like yeah,
the
it was selection, the
the
royal
girl to
selection,
rule
but
them all. Yeah,
yeah,
the royal selection. Thank you. The woman to rule them all, and
yeah,
also, but with that is the um bigotry towards Amelia.
yeah. But that's not
Um,
the biggest thing is that that is not the core focus of the entire series, which that's different from what is the core focus. So the core focus, yes, in the backdrop, we know it is the royal selection, right?
yeah.
But everything since then is not dealt with. What's the royal selection? What's the royal selection? We'll get bits and pieces about it, right? That as an arc, but the overarching story isn't about what is going on with the political drama for the royal selection. Things happen because of this, and that affects the world itself. But it's inherent to me. It would be inherently different from, all right, slime. Hey, we have to build our world, and as we're building this universe, like this basically this village, it's politically affecting other things. So we have to build alliances. We have to build alliances with the dwarf kingdom. We got to build alliances with the elf kingdom. We got the demon lord. If you're going to become a demon lord, there's certain policies and politics that you have to follow in order to become a demon lord. With One Piece, that we already know like where that's at. With Frieren, it's more so these guys are just going on a journey. That's why I'm like there are politics that they're affected by, right? Where Frieren can't do certain things, and she got failed for basically like just for her own status and whatnot. So they're affected by politics, but it's not like Frieren is saying that because these things happen, we have to change the core structure of the world. Like their journey isn't to change politics. Their journey right now is just existing and taking life one step at a time. That's why I'm like, that's where I see like here, because I think when the series is inherently about politics, it makes it a political series. But if a series,
Okay.
but a
I
series just
think
has politics, it's not a political series. That's why I'm like,
I
that's why I push
I
back
think
on. Yeah.
yeah, I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree because
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
I agree with you in a way that if it's not just the main thesis of of a narrative,
Hmm.
that it's not as political as some other shows. Like it's not West
Hmm.
Wing, a show about the White House, right?
Yeah.
That's not what Freerun is. And yes, the main focus is, appreciating the world around you.
Hmm.
But it's also in the acts that we do to fight against oppression, to fight
Hmm.
against, harmful narratives, to come together as a people to do what's right. And a lot of people may not see it that way. Those are political acts
Hmm.
because it's a decision to do good, to be decent, to change the fabric of time and how people think and how they interact with each other. I mean, that's kind of what this whole episode was about. Whereas the main core of it isn't like, well, I got to take down all the kings and make all the alliances, but the things that have happened in my past and with demons still moving and that there are bad kings and queens and nobles,
Hmm.
these are still political things that we run up against. Now, it's not the core of the show, but it
Hmm.
does play a part in how the characters interact with the world around them. And like I said, I agree with like it's not One Piece where that is like the main focus, and then the
Mm,
focus and attachment to that is Luffy's journey of kindness and treating people with respect, an act which is a political act, sadly.
mm,
Um, the existence and fighting against bigotry and hatred and oppression and racism, to do what's right, are sadly political acts.
mm,
Um, and I just think like I would love to turn my brain off and think that that's not what's happening here, but
mm,
it is, right? It's choosing to make the active decision to be different, to fight against what's wrong, to do better out in the world, to do better for yourself and for those around you, to appreciate the world that was crumbling or is on the verge of collapse, and then taking those moments of joy and levity and understanding and knowledge and learning. And that's the other thing too.
mm,
What Frieren does, collecting all these ridiculous spells and grimoires, is also like it's collecting knowledge. It's
mm,
something to pass down. It's something to gain, which some people want to hide or keep to themselves or think it's ridiculous. And that is also learning is also political, sadly. So like I do think I'll
mm.
leave it at that. We'll agree to disagree, but I do feel, especially with the conversation that happens
Mm.
around this show, sadly, it has taken a more forward political
Absolutely, yeah,
turn.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. I would say, yeah. Um, I think like both perspectives, like obviously, I think both
Hmm.
perspectives are like can be seen. It's the perspective that these people on the internet have taken and torpedoed it into the ground, where
Hmm.
um,
We're not actually
yeah,
talking about it.
yeah,
We're
we're not.
talking about what?
We're not having any of the like any actual discourse or discussion, because I think like with the conversation we just had, I think if people are not trying to have like this regular conversation, if people are either going to be like
Mm,
either like all right, so we're on opposite sides of the fence, right? So people are going to be like either Frieren is 1000% political, or Frieren is not 1000% political, right? And then you have those bad faith actors that are just going to just badmouth. They're going to just,
mm-hmm.
like, I don't know, horse throw up vomit all over, right? Like they're gonna just do that all over the comment section, right? And like it's like a whole lot of
That is an image I've never.
yes, the horse, the horse vomiting, right? That's what we're gonna continue to get, and no one's gonna offer like anything really constructive. They're just going to just want to just spew
Mm,
hate and BS, right?
mm-hmm,
And honestly,
mm,
like there aren't that many like content creators or just like people in general that want to have any of these types of discussions, which is why, like I said, we have yap sessions like this all the time, and there's not that many people that are going to care for any types of these discussions. But I think I mean we love to hear what you guys what like think in the comment section. Like I just think that the disingenuous people, the people who obviously
mm-hmm.
who are just doing it
That
to
are.
get Elon bucks. Like look, I could get
Yeah.
Elon if I really want to get Elon bucks. I mean, we could. Like we like listen. There's very easy ways and to get Elon bucks and manufacture this BS and just rage bait slash just memes and whatnot. But for the people who take that like and make it their whole personality, like the people who have like the images of Frieren in Nazi gear on their Facebook profiles, hiding behind and Twitter profiles or X, whatever you guys want to call it, like those people, bro. Or in the opposite side, the other people who are like, yeah, Frieren would kill you because you're a demon. Like yo, but like people got weird. There's weirdos on all sides, bro. Like there's weirdo, like the people who are the hard left and the hard right, like those weirdos, bro, on both sides. Like, listen, man, I know, like I said, like there's too many of y'all out there like that, and like I said, I've seen Frieren in full Nazi gear, and I see Frieren clocked in like every other thing that's on the left and whatnot, and you got like left army, right army, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? But I know this is going to be very polarized. Why can't we just have like discussions being like, yeah, is Frieren political or not, and have a nice discussion, you know, and then state reasons why we both think it is or not, and like we could be like, hey, all right, you know what, it's the way how we think. But nah, people take it the extra 9. Like, nah, Frieren's a Nazi. Nah, you know what? Frieren's a freedom fighter.
So, which is so funny. Which is so funny because in those discussions too,
yeah.
and though they want to be contrarian, are also political discussions because
oh yeah, because those
that rhetoric on either
real,
side,
yeah. That it just made that, and I can see why Japan, when they get announcements like Mappa and Netflix are joining forces to make sure that we spread more globalization, aka more Western, aka basically just what the US wants. And I mean, hey, we in the US, but like I could see why Japan pushed back and said that I can't believe you guys gave JK's last episode a 9.8, in the previous week a 7.8, because they just talked like Frieren. Like JJK's last episode did exactly something similar to this, but that last week's episode gets a 7.8 from people. Because they can't turn their brain off.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I would have mentioned that in the Maki video. Well, like, well, yeah, you can't. A lot of the Western audience are big old, and you guys could get at me, but a lot of you are big old dum-dums. You guys really truly do only care about flashing lights and pretty colors. I mean, we had this with talk with
Demon Slayer.
What was it? Demon, My Hero.
Yeah,
My Hero, where people were complaining about one of the episodes where they had to take a break from all the action, to recalibrate, to get everyone back together, to talk to each other out a little bit, and then get right back to the action. Everyone's like, "Oh, they're talking too much." And it's just like, okay, but the talking part is part of the story and the character development and what?
People are, listen, a lot of people believe that, hey man, we fight against the slop, but those are the same people consuming it on their off time. And bro. But you know what? That we are about to get into a whole nother one because
check out the Maki video for my opinions about the JJK in episode 4.
Like like because we're about to get to a whole nother one with how this world is. But Frieren, who would have known? Listen, I mean, it's like our whole video technically is an hour. The Frieren episode is like 20 minutes or so we got almost an hour out of this yap session. And I look, Frieren, that's what we do. We yap. For those of you that like these types of videos, well, that's what you're gonna get with this YouTube channel with us. And I guess we'll leave it off for there. If you're a demon,
if you're on YouTube, if you're a demon, call me.
If you're a demon looking like homegirl, bro, all right, you know, gotta exercise you somehow.
If you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much for joining us. And if you are interested, if you're just watching this on YouTube and you're interested in watching Frieren episode season 2 episode 2 with us, please head over to our Patreon. The full reaction and what do you call them, watch parties now with us?
They're watch parties now.
There. Yeah, and the first episode, the complete unedited video is in our free tier, but the app session is in the playlist, so check that out too.
Folks, with that said, we'll be catching you guys for more yap sessions and watch parties, since we're not really reactors like that anymore, so this is what we do. So we'll catch you guys next time. You already know. Doses.